what I think is one is Trump actually he don't like deal with Macron. Why? Because Macron is strong water, too many water, too wet. For Trump, he is the fire and the soil strong. So he maybe want a bit of water, but he don't want too heavy. Too heavy is not good for him. So for Michael, it's too heavy, too heavy. You know, so if you want to make a deal and he's sitting with them, is really a bad idea. So whatever which one is decide not doing that, I think that's very smart idea. So that's very good. That's the way I look at these three people to this narrative about this story. Yeah, want to say yeah.
Remember, Freda, I just sent you a file about several cultural groups in the world.
Yes.
So yeah, so I have talked with ChatGPT recently for a long time and deeper and layered. Just I want to figure out why because before that we also have talking about uh the different kind of the white people we have made. In Japan, like me, have been in Japan over 10 years now. Also, you have been in Australia at least 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so we see the white people and white people, they're different. So I have tried to figure out what happened. So I have so that's why I talk with the ChatGPT and made a conclusion. I think I only focus these three culture groups. One is one is Trump, Representative Trump, and Trump is obviously represented Anglo cultures, Anglo-Saxon, right? And Macron is represented from the Latin European cultures, and Zelensky, he's represent the Slavic cultures, so they're different white people. And Trump, just like you said, in front of Zelensky, Macron is always like, I can cover everything for you. They can, right? I can cover everything for you. So,
Yeah.
so and for the Macron, and he is white, obviously,
Yeah.
but Latin European culture, basis on the same language families, romance from the Latin, and their legal system is a civil law, different with the Anglo cultures. You told me that like a North American, their laws is the common law.
Yeah. Common law.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
so
Yeah.
they're totally different. And for the Latin European cultures, they're the not like the Anglo culture. They only have their individualism, not like a high individualism of the Anglo cultures, and also they kind of like how to say it? It kind of like strong preference for rules as a structure, and that's why when you talk about Macron is in young water, and when you talk about Macron is young water and Zelensky is in fire, because Zelensky is from the Slavic countries, so their individualism is pretty low. So they're more like how to say it, it's more like family and in groups, and
Yeah.
they have a high power distance. Like they prefer the authority and hierarchy. So they more like that kind of relationship with the other people, when they social with other peoples. But Trump Trump is from the Anglo cultures, just like you from the Australia. You are same, right? You
Yeah.
yeah. You are share the same legal system, common law, and you each of you have a high individualism and pretty low power distance. You don't care about this. What's that? Um, authorities and higher hierarchy and all the relationship between you guys is based on the trust.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. Yeah.
mhm. So how do you think? You
Yeah.
combine your experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a yeah, it's so big topic. But we just in Chinese maybe we can choose like a bit like the um we call 地缘政治 means like in this universe or this earth, and so where the position you are, and it will affect your like groups personality or behavior of like man or the woman. And I just make two very little example. For example, in China we had one is called Sichuan. So Sichuan actually is in just a Chinese map. The position is a little bit we call the south uh, east, southwest. So southwest, we would need back to the photo. So I did put one picture about the position. So I have to explain a little bit. And usually we will say, when even we start at school, I talk about the north is up, south is down, then west, east. So it's always like that. But sometimes they say because the earth is located is like a ball. So if you are live in the north area, or or north earth or south earth, and the east and the west will change the position. So it's a bit different. Yeah. But the thing is, for Chinese compost, and they had to use a totally different the way we learn from the book. So what they do is they use they call nine books. So in Chinese called 九宫. So this nine books is in the middle is the center. So we usually say center is soil, or in the middle, that's the center. Then we put we put songs on the top, and the north coin on the on the bottom. So why is like that is because the people use that compost. They always stand in the middle. Whatever you check your position of your house. Your own house or your own country, or it's any place. So they always first is find the middle place. So you stand in the middle, then you use your compost. Then the sun is on the top, then the north, and they locate is same, but they talking is like the direction. So I use this photo so people can more easy to see that. So what happened is, even we learn like a star, if we had another not the bars, another we call the star one. And and when we check the position, like which position is good for you, and we use that this 九宫 box. So what we do is we find which star is good, on this box position. Then you can adjust a little bit your room, and or your where you sleep, what your feet face for. For example, you had a very good star we call 紫微星 in the the totally the songs. So what you do is you're back home and you sit in the middle of your bed and you just use the compass to find which way is the songs. Then you turn your bed, the feet part to towards the suns. So when you sleep and your feet is towards the suns, that's how people adjust. They are yearly lucky or something. So if you had a not good year and your feet is faced the bad luck star, so it's not good for you. So that's why you need to change a little bit of position for that. So all this logic one is basic on the five element, like we talked about before. In these 9 boxes, that show you the color. So the north is water, so it shows the black, and the south is fire, so that shows the red. Then the we call the east part, because the east part one is a little bit southeast, so that shows color like green or bit lighter green, you know. Then the west part, so they had maybe northwest or west, so they use the white color, so we call the mantle. Um, then the had the southwest is similar a little bit like the south, so they use a bit of pink color. So that's what the whole picture look like. So what happened is the personality for this position is also could be affected. The whole we call um, the society, like if people are white or yellow or different color. So what we think is like if people in the east, sometimes we often say China is east part, the in the east side. So what is for the east side? East side usually, how I explain, like if you plant the things like seed, then they have lots of dream, this dream, that dream, but it's just a beginning. So when you just had a beginning of the thinking, so it's quite easy to destroy it by something. So that's why for east part is a bit more like a child. So what child's behavior is, had lots of hope, lots of idea, and but it's just a lot of competition. Because if you put a lot of seed in one area, then they just one want to come out, one want I want this sauce, I want this sauce. So it's a bit crowd, also we know the spring is definitely is the season, that easily to have the the seeding can come out. So for human is like a population. So in whole this in this earth, so which part is the most population? Definitely is east part. What do you think, Carrie? Yeah,
Oh,
is that
really? So, I
yeah?
mean, so do you mean the people in the East is their action more like not mature, right? And also means the population.
Yeah, it's we call 万物类象. That means all of this universe, each part, is just an image for connect with the pattern. So in Western they call matrix. So it's the same, just like use different words. Yeah. So Easter is not just a position, a symbol, a seed. It's it's a pattern of matrix. So we just thinking like And we know this part is more east, so we know why east is need to be more like in I Ching they had one is called Menggua. It means you have to be start good. So which country is best example? It's Japan. So why Japan is really focused on the beginning. So like if you are baby, how you education your baby, how you make your baby, to had a learning ability to look after yourself, and to limited, what you want, something. Yeah, so that's it's very important for all eastern part. That's very important. Otherwise, they were like a, like if you spread the seed maybe in the grass and everywhere, then they will grow, maybe strange way, maybe this way, maybe, very impossible, or ugly part. Why? So, that's why. And also because the east is the sun raising part. We know the sun is really important for human. So even if people live in the house, if you live in the the east room, and you had or east south room, the southeast room, that's very high chance you get kids. Very high chance. So if you want a boy, or no, it's you want your family member be bigger or something. So these two part is very easy to get kids. So for Chinese culture, they were more likely to have the room is towards the sun, like we call the sit at the north, then face the suns. So why face the suns? Because they had sunshine coming. So usually we set up the house, definitely had southeast, the room,
Yeah.
or some had east room. Yeah, so it's just nature. It's from nature. They will do like that. But that's also the power is to help people to have more kids, or easy to have more kids.
Oh.
So that's all connected. Uh, it's just started from the position east. Looks like it just starts that, but it's the if the matrix the image it was showing all lots of part, then you need to connect. Oh, this one is belong to this one is belong to this. So you need to separate the five element, like so then you will more understand how you to deal with this country, or how you education your country people to make this country better. So that's important. I think Japan is made a very good example. um
Yeah, they
the
treat the little kids very well. So they have heard that in Japan there's the most happiness elementary and the middle school in the world.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So even like in China, Shanghai is the southeast, the place. So that place is usually is very important part. You know why? Because it's like you are Easter. When you are Easter, you still like a baby, yeah. When you Easter, you are a little bit grow strong, like a very young, beautiful plant. So that's why Shanghai is really, usually even every country, the southeast will be quite major, city.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's from the nature way. Yeah, it's like that. So that's why when we check the part of the people, like you did a very good, the paperwork, and it's really good. So we can uh, understand more why this part is like that, more focused on family. It's also like when you talk about Russia, and Russia is I had a I had a people I know is from Russia, and I even did go to their house, and I can see they are fully religion person, because they put all the religion photo on the wall, and they always, to like Buddha, they always the same talking with the picture, and they're very humble, like um, when they see you, and they just cuddle you, give you nice food, and they treat you like a family member. Uh, it's really warm feeling. And I also had a Russia neighbor, and oh, their kids. My mom always say, oh, they had so beautiful kids. Every time see her and call her grandma, and help her lift something. Anytime need help, they just run straight away to help you, and really good. And they often cook family food, and they give us, and we also give them some food, different food. But we can see they really focus on the family, and also in Australia, actually they don't have many Russia. Long time ago, when Russia in Australia, and they furious, I heard a lady talk about, because she said, um Australian newspaper is talk about Russia is a spy. You know, Russia is a spy country.
Yeah.
So that's why all her life she lived in Australia, but she's so scared to out of the area she live, because she feel it's go outside. She don't want the people know she's Russia, and so she only very family with the local, and hug everybody. Everybody see talking nicely, but she's so scared. Even she's getting older, and she still talk to me about that. She said she's so scared because she
Mhm.
scared, the Australia people will treat them like a Russia spy. So I bit understand that. That's why they had my neighbor. They even come to the little city. They already had a few group of Russia people. They almost meet every week. Like they will come to their home. They will go holiday together. They really
Yeah.
united, like a family unit. They had a very good
Mhm.
communicate and together. Combine together.
Yeah, they prefer the personal networks matter more than the institutions.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just like us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Then the European, it could be more center of the earth. I'm not quite sure. Is that usually they say is in the quite middle of the earth. Because in the how the earth looks like, it still had a argument. So that's why I don't want to talk too much about that, because otherwise, they had a round earth, flat earth, or totally different opinion. So European is more bit like a central, little bit like a central. So they were more, I think, connect with a bit like a, is that close to communist, like that communist is Western communist, not like Asian. The CCP is different. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
they yeah, because they were more care about equally for everybody. So they more care about the poor people. That's why
Mhm.
in some like European, they look after, the weak people are very good. That's why
Mhm.
they had so many, the immigrants. They just want to get some money, for free. It's,
Yeah, and usually the government plays a very important active role, right?
yeah. So I think they maybe they not put their position in good way. So that's why. But just for the position, we just mention a little bit. So another one you talk about, what's the name called, um Anglo culture.
And
Yeah.
Anglo-Saxon
So Anglo
is
culture, the major place definitely is USA. Yeah. So the
yes,
USA we call 西方 means western part. Yeah. So the western part, and so how we understand the West? Um, in fourth season we talk about autumn. So what autumn you feel will be look like? So autumn we got the apple, we got the fruit is ready, we got a big harvest things, so that's why western people, they naturally is more, even the kids, it's like an adult, they more mature, like even the little kids, they already have parents doing lots of things, and they very independent doing their things. They always say that's your job or your things. I'm not doing for you. It's not like Easter. Well, oh, you are baby. Oh, you need to feed you. Oh, you need to be looked after. You need to dress nicely. It's all like that. But for Western, they raising the kids is a little bit tough. Like they will push them, say, you need to understand which part is yours. So you need to do this, you need to do this, you need. So even they had very little, they very independent. I had a story, had a friend's husband, and he's when he's young kids, he already start to look after himself. Then when he's 11, he's already work in the farm and become major worker. It's so they're very independent. If you think about the Eastern family, maybe quite not possible. But that's why sometimes I think even element like that, or the country position like that, or they use this part of culture, and they still will know, uh, we can adjust a bit. We can learning from the good part from the east, or the good part from the western. Because why? Because we are human, we can flexibility for lots of things. So if like easter, population is dropped, so we need to check, did you set up the southeast room? Did you set up the east room? Maybe a lot of people they set up a west room, because we talk about the west little room is like a little girl. So that's why the man, if sitting always in the western, this position, that will be more easy to behavior like a woman or girl. That's for the position, could be had the vibration is what affected the people. But we just say like we can adjust. It's not say the things just like that. It's just because if we understand, we need to know the knowledge is power. So why not we use the knowledge to adjust something? So both side, maybe Easter can learning more about family, the community, or together, the relationship, a bit more warm, not so cooling. It could be change. So
mhm,
that's why we need to understand. So I think it's really good topic to mention that. But later on we can continue this topic, maybe
yeah,
for
it's a good
some
point.
other,
Yeah.
yeah, other story. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So about the our first topic, do you think we have finished it? And
I think I
think
think
so.
I think that's all of today. And
Okay. Yeah, because today's news is a new pope was elected in the Vatican. So maybe,
yeah, that's good. Yeah, maybe
mhm,
we can
sure.
find some information about that, then we can have a
Yeah, yeah.
space to chat better interesting things about that.
Yeah, really hope you can read the old Pope and the new Pope's faces. I
Yeah,
hope
okay.
you can read something.
That's for sure. Yeah, we can try.
Yeah, we can try. Yeah, it's a nice day. So thank you, Frida.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
let's
you, Carrie.
continue.
Yeah,
Yeah, next time.
yeah,
Have a nice
thank
day.
you. Yeah, have a nice day. Yeah, bye.